The number of homes for sale here in Newburgh, Indiana is up 16% in just 2 months. And over those same 2 months, the number of homes that are under contract to be sold has dropped 15%. Does that mean we're transitioning to a buyer's market? Hey, I'm Trae Dauby with Dauby Real Estate, and I'm excited to bring to you another real estate market update here for Newburgh, Indiana in August of 2026. That is correct. The number of homes that are for sale has increased to 142 homes for sale here in August compared to 122 in June. Meanwhile, the number of homes that are under contract or pending has dropped to just 56 homes compared to 66 in June. But don't get your hopes up just yet. In fact, we are still in a strong seller's market, and that is due to the fact that the number of homes that sold over the last 6 months increased from 283 in June to 320 here in August. So due to the increased sales, we actually have fewer months supply of inventory. We have just 2.6 months supply of homes for sale right now compared to 2.7 in June. And just as a reminder, anything under 5 months is considered a seller's market. Anything above 7 months is a buyer's market. So we still are in a very, very strong seller's market. And the average price of the homes that sold over the last 6 months is $395,334, which is relatively close to the $395,000 that we saw in June. Now, the average days on market is 49 days. The average homeowner here in Newburgh got 98.4% of their final list price, but a lot of homeowners are having to do price reductions to get their home sold, so therefore they're only receiving 96.3% of their initial list price. Let's take a quick second and dive into the home sales based on price brackets. As you can see on your screen, there's not a lot of inventory or action happening under $200,000. In fact, there was not a single home sold under $100,000 in the last 6 months here in Newburgh, but there was just 21 homes sold under $200,000 and 244 homes sold between $200,000 and $500,000, and then 55 homes sold over the $500,000 mark. So the bulk of the action is between the $200,000 and $500,000 price range. And as you can see, inventory is very, very tight between $200,000 and $500,000, with the exception of the $350,000 to $400,000 price range. Super random there at 4.3 month supply, while everything else is under 2.5 month supply between $200,000 and $500,000. You get above the $500,000 mark, and we get a little more inventory at 5 month supply for between $500,000 and $600,000. And above $600,000, you can see we're actually at 3.8 months supply. But the interesting stat here is that homes over $500,000 are selling in 40 days on average, whereas homes between $200,000 and $500,000 took 52 days to sell. Now, as you can see, the homes between $200,000 and $500,000 are getting 98.4% of their final list price, and homes above $500,000 are getting 97.9% of their final list price. And the strongest price bracket being between $250,000 and $300,000, where they're getting almost 99% of their final list price. And as you can see, the biggest area where we have the most active properties is between $350,000 and $400,000. There's currently 26 homes on the market and just 36 homes selling in the last 6 months, which is why there is that higher month supply of inventory there at 4.3 months. But as you can see, Newburgh is a very, very strong real estate market throughout all price points. So what does all this mean if you're a homeowner in Newburgh, or if you're thinking about buying a house in Newburgh? First of all, for homeowners, don't panic. 142 homes for sale is not very many, especially compared to 320 homes that have sold over the last 6 months. We are averaging 49 days on market. That will grow as we head into winter. It does every single year. I have a feeling it will peak out at around 60 days. 60 days is still a relatively quick sell. Historically, we are typically always getting above 98% of the final sales price to list price ratio because the Newburgh market is strong. There's usually a lot of demand. It's in a great school district. So it has a lot of things going on for the positive if you're a homeowner. Now, if you're a buyer, the market is softening a little bit. There are more homes hitting the market. Days on market is growing. But as I covered in regards to the prices are not going down. But you will have a little bit more negotiating room as we head into the fall and winter season. I've covered a lot of data, but every situation is unique. If your home is out on 5 acres on the outskirts of Newburgh, if you're in a subdivision, or if you're in downtown Newburgh, each one of those scenarios are unique. So if you have questions about your specific situation, feel free to reach out to me at 812-777-4611, or you can find me at DaubyRealEstate.com. Again, I'm Trae with Dauby Real Estate, and I hope you have a great day.